Morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to make teaching plan for English composition, and today's topic is letter. First of all, we are going to write the blackboard entries. These are that. Then we have the content analysis. Since today's topic is letter, we have an example of letter in our content analysis. The letter goes as this: I am grateful to you for your lovely birthday present. I have no words to tell you how much I liked it. It's really a lovely watch, just what I wanted. It was greatly admired by all my friends at the party. Thank you very much once again. Pay my regards to uncle. Yours lovingly. So, this is the example of a letter in our content analysis. Then we have the terminology. In terminology, we're going to explain the meaning of words that are used in our content analysis. For example, we have the meaning of grateful, which means feeling thankful. Then we have the meaning of present, which is thing given to someone as a gift. And then we have the meaning of admired, which means looking with pleasure. Then we have the main idea, and then we have the main fact. Next up, we have the objectives, for which we're dividing the page into two parts. The first part is objective, and the second part is desirable change. There are 6 objectives: knowledge, understanding, application, skill, aptitude, and interest. The desirable change will be again taught to you in the class by your teacher, and you need to copy them here. Next up, we have the teaching method. The teaching method used by the pupil teacher will be inductive deductive method. Then we have the teaching aid. The teaching aid is what the pupil teacher will use in the class to better teach the students. These includes the general classroom equipments, charts, roller boards, etc. Then we have the previous knowledge. Previous knowledge is what the students should already know. So here the students should already have a general knowledge about letter writing. Then we have the introduction. Introduction, again, we are dividing it into two parts. The first is pupil teacher activity, which is what the pupil teacher will do. And then we have the student activity, which is what the students will do. So in pupil teacher activity, we usually have 4 to 5 questions, and the last question is always a problematic question. The pupil teacher will ask these questions. For example, the questions will include: which are the means of communication, which is the cheapest mean of communication, why do we send letter to our relatives, and how do we write a letter. So this is the pupil teacher activity. And in student activity, the students need to answer the questions asked by the pupil teacher. So these are the answers that the students will give. Next up, we have the statement of topic. Statement of topic is how we're going to introduce the topic. So this is how the pupil teacher will introduce. So today we shall study about letter writing. Next up, we have the presentation. For that, we're going to divide the page into 5 parts: the teaching points, pupil teacher activity, student activity, teaching aid, and blackboard summary. Teaching point is what the pupil teacher will teach. Pupil teacher activity is what the pupil teacher will do. Student activity is how the students will react to the pupil teacher activity. Then we have the teaching aid, which is what the pupil teacher will use to better make the students understand. And then we have the blackboard summary, which is what the pupil teacher will write on the blackboard. So the first is heading. In that, the pupil teacher will show a chart and ask some questions. These are the questions that the pupil teacher will have to ask. Like, for example, what is written at the top of the right side? For that, this is the teaching aid. And this is what will be written on the blackboard. Now the pupil teacher will point to them and ask these questions. What is written at the top of the right side? So the students will look at this and answer this. Then after asking all these questions, the pupil teacher will say, this part of the letter is called head of the letter. In this part, we shall write address, place, date of sending person, etc. Then we have the addressing. Pupil teacher will show next part of the chart and ask some questions. Again, the pupil teacher will show this and the students will look at it. And then the pupil teacher will again ask these questions. The questions can be, what is written in the left side of the letter here? So the student teacher need to answer, my dear aunt. Then we have to whom we write these words. So the students will answer to my aunt and other such questions. Then we have the body of the letter. Body of the letter, again, the pupil teacher will show this. This is the body of the letter. The students will look at this and answer the questions, which are these that the pupil teacher will ask. What is written under the address? The students need to answer, body of the letter. What is the first line of this part of letter? So the student will answer as such. The body of the letter continues to the next page. What do we write in this part? This all includes in the body of the letter. What is the last line of this part? What do we write in this portion? To whom? So these are the questions. This is what the students will answer, and this is the teaching aid that we'll use. At the end, the pupil teacher will explain. In the body of the letter, we write our message and the reason to whom we are sending the letter. After the body, we have the subscription, in which the pupil teacher will show the remaining part of the letter and ask some questions. This is the remaining part of the letter which the pupil teacher will show the students. And these are the questions that the pupil teacher will ask. And these are the answers that the students need to give. At the end, we have the pupil teacher statement, which is this part of letter is called subscription. In this part, we write the sender's name. Next, we have the evolutionary questions. After this whole exercise, these are the questions that the pupil teacher will ask the students. Where do we write the address in the letter? What do you write below address in the letter? These all are related to whatever was taught in the presentation. After that, we have the home assignment. Home assignment is what the pupil teacher will give the students to do at home. So here, the pupil teacher has asked, write a letter to your father for sending money. So that is all for today. I hope you liked it.